1580, 103.3 WPKY. And, of course, I'm here and live right in front of the radio station with Mr. Todd Griffin.
How's it going, everybody?
Just a beautiful evening for this. I was a little worried that it was going to be raining right now, but the sun's come out, and if this will hold out, it'll be a great day.
Well, you can hear the sounds going out through town now as the police and the fire trucks come by. It's going to be a big parade going all the way through town, and you mentioned the rain test, and with everything the class of 2020 has endured, it would be apropos if it poured down rain, but hopefully that all stays away and we can have a great parade for these seniors.
I'm hoping so, because they've been through so much already. And, of course, our Princeton Police Department going by right now. You can hear our fire trucks. There's Chief Francis. That's Brandon Stallion. He's our hometown hero of the month right now.
It's going to get loud.
There's our Princeton Fire Department. Our Caldwell County Fire Department and the tanker. And, of course, here's Tanker 1 with the big tiger on the front. And here come the seniors, Todd.
And this is going to be a lengthy list of seniors. This parade might take a little while.
Oh, that's Amani Kane.
Do want to
God
mention
bless
that,
those that they are missing.
yeah, 4 members of the class of 2020 that should have been here. Amani Kane, Jacob Clark, De'Aaron Hamilton, Avery Warfield. Those kids didn't make it. Of course, Avery's my cousin, so kind of a special night here, too, for me.
Well, bless his heart. I'll tell you, all of the students have seemed to have really carried them along with them throughout their high school career. I know the football jerseys were always there, even though they weren't. Their football jerseys were always there at the games, and seems to be a common theme for these kids.
A lot of kids running by quickly. There's Caden Fralix.
Of course, there's going to be a lot of these kids that we know. We've had, there's Miss Belle Englebright. Looks like Audrey Goodman. We've had a lot of these on the air this week for the senior spotlight due to them being valedictorians and salutatorian.
And I believe those kids are all lined up first in the parade today.
Here comes Luke Nelson, Murray State bound. Congratulations. Love seeing these kids come down through here. Carly Renison. Cole Smiley, I think we know that kid.
Seeing a lot of the sports kids, and of course all the spring sports athletes didn't really get to have a season. So we talked about some of the things the 2020 class went through, and that was just another one that, you know, baseball, softball, tennis.
Right.
And we had some kids that were in line to do really well. We saw Belle Englebright go by. She was probably going to win another regional championship and make a deep run at state. So
well, she was just on the sideline report the other day
last
about
week.
that. Of course, we just saw Heidi Boyd go by with Aisha Boyd, and of course, here's T.J. Ray. There's another one that we've talked to a time or two. These kids have gone through so much this year that their resilience is something that you've got to respect.
Well, and some of these kids driving by, like T.J. Ray, I remember when that kid was playing Little League basketball and just a little bitty kid, and now, you know, he's in this line of graduates.
Oh, I think it's impressive. We had 100% graduation rate, and I think that's fantastic. That's a lot of hard work. There's Addie Perkins, and, of course, Jalen Mullins, salutatorian. Congratulations to her. We spoke to her just the other day on the morning show. Oh, look at the convertibles. There's our Ham. We love that kid. Of course, he's going to Murray State as well. Big part of the band, and has been in multiple times on the show.
Josh Hagan just went by.
Yeah. There's Lucy Goffinette. Talk about your basketball teams. Ben Holt. Mason Baker. Congratulations.
Yeah, hope Ben Holt hits everything in life the way he hits a running back, you know, from that linebacker spot.
Oh, wouldn't that be good? I'll tell you, these kids, it's like we've watched them grow up so much in the last couple of years.
You want to interview?
There's Jude East. Look at that. And Mandy Terrell Travis. Congratulations to them. And, of course, you know, some of these kids you might not have saw on the football field, but you really saw them when it come to their grades. and the Beta Club, and coming in for having all their grades and straight A's. We saw a lot of those this year. Very active. Bella McConnell. Of course, in FFA and the Ag department, they've also been really, really fortunate to be successful this year.
And we missed our buddy Luke Stallings go by.
Yeah.
Interned with us for a little while,
Yes.
a couple of months back here at the WPKY.
So much fun. And of course, these kids are cruising by so fast. Aaron Cotton, Caldwell County. Of course, he's going into the U.S. Army. So
Wow.
I think that's fantastic. I've heard there's several of those that are getting ready to serve in our military and our armed services. And we wish those folks good luck, and you'll be in our prayers and our thoughts.
And quite the crowd. People were lined up over at the Casey's parking lot, an hour ago to try to get those primo spots for the parade. But as you look downtown, there's a lot of people out on the street to watch the parade.
There really is. Of course, Hannah Cooper, there goes Maddie. We've got a lot of these kids that I think that they're really turning out for. I was hoping to see that the public and the community would come out like that, and it looks like they have. Of course, here's one of our Beta Club members.
Well, Maddie Morgan went by earlier, had her in on the sideline report last week, too.
Oh, look at that red hair. There's Sid Nichols. Of course, when you talk about athletics, Todd, it's a little of everything, from soccer to baseball, basketball, football, tennis. I think this senior class was really well-rounded as far as being in pretty well everything.
Well, between the two of us, we know, between the two of us, I think we know at least half the class just from sports and band.
Well, and there went Amy Farmer. Of course, she's in our Caldwell County Band of Pride. And as many of these kids are. Of course, Wyatt, when he went by a while ago, there's Jacob Lady. These kids, the band banquet was last night, and a lot of awards were given out last night. Of course, we're going to be telling all about those.
Tess, your ride's here.
I'll see you later, Todd.
Yeah.
That's my kind of ride right there. You talk about a big one. That's a big SUV limousine. They went all out. It's so nice to see these kids and the smiles on their faces, how excited they are.
And think about the effort it took just to get everybody lined up for this parade. How many vehicles are in this parade?
I know that it's 130 something at least.
Yeah.
Let me. I see it if we've got that wrote down. There's Terrace Long. 137 is how many is in this parade today. Logan Teague. Hey. These kids there's just smiles on their faces, and it's so nice to see that they're excited. They're excited to graduate, and they're actually being able to get together with their class and do something together like this and be together. Of course, the Sierra Knight, she brought the party with her. She had one of those confetti cannons going. Jacob Chambliss. Hi. Of course, again, so many of these smiling faces we know. I see the American flag coming down through there with Ethan Hallam. Miss Selena. Looky there. We know that kid.
Jamarius Blaine. We saw Darius Riley earlier, members of the basketball team coming by.
I'll tell you, I think Demarius Blaine should have got best hair for the year.
Oh, for sure.
His basketball, hey! Every time we'd see him play basketball, I always liked his hair. Darius Riley, there he goes. Evidently, he was voted class Pee-wee. Cody Travis. Of course, very active in a lot of the Ag department as well. And
Maggie Ginn, another one of our interns here at WPKY as well. We had
really
several kids
enjoyed having
in.
those this year too. There's one. Emily Barrett. And she's got a sign that said, we made it just fine, class of 2020, and I believe they did. Look at there, number 42. Gotta love our Caldwell County football team.
Well, and we mentioned that during football season how often those football players came out carrying those jerseys for Avery Warfield and De'Aaron Hamilton.
Right.
Those kids drag those things around with them for 3 years and just never let them go.
You know, they didn't want to. I think that was part of it, is they wanted to make sure that they always remembered. And I don't know many classes that would have done that would have stayed right there with them the whole time. And here we are all the way to the final parade. I think as they get older, the trucks and the lights that they put on them get even bigger.
Oh, for sure.
Back in the day, the parade lights were just, strung up like Christmas lights. Now they're actually mounted in the vehicle. That was Tucker Harris. Orion Fox.
And interesting thing coming here, Tess, is the parade
Mr.
has just about
Milstead.
made its way back. And so we're going to get loud again here on the corner.
That's right.
As the fire trucks and the police cars come back by.
Oh, and I love that. I really do. I like that we've got all of them here that are actually taking part in it. Savannah Dunning.
Jada Boyd was on the car in front of her.
I think, all of them coming out, over 130 of them. I think that says something about a class.
Oh, for sure. And again, we're here on the corner right in front of the studios and across from Casey's. Would be cool if we could see downtown just how many people are down there taking in the parade, too.
Well, I think Miss Audrey Lamb is down there taking pictures as we speak.
Yeah, so we'll get to see some of that crowd later.
Absolutely. Of course, there goes Brandon Stallion, our hometown hero again. Darian Francis, congratulations. I love seeing the girls hanging out on the Jeeps. Gracie Ray. Kirsten Lamb, that's who that was. And there's that yellow Corvette. I'll tell you, I think the cars get bigger and sportier. When I was a kid, I was lucky to have an old beater. I don't know about you.
My grandfather bought me my first car. He paid $50 and gave 2 Beagle Hound pups for it.
Oh, well, that was a pretty good deal.
It was great, yeah. 1974 AMC Hornet, I believe it was. It was great.
Goodness.
It was fantastic. If you wanted to see the road as you drove down the road, you could just look down. There was a big hole in the floor.
See, that's a perfect example. There's Shelton Kanzler. I'll tell you, some of these kids don't have that problem. They're riding some pretty nice rides. It looks like everybody got decked out and got a good car wash before they came. Canyell Courier. And, of course, there's a Princeton Fire Department leading it up from the back. There's Truck 8. And I think that's it, Todd. I think we've seen them go by once, but here they go back on the other side.
We're going to get to see them all again. Do want to mention our parade sponsors, Farmers Bank, First Southern Bank, Stevens Shope Plumbing, Goodwin Insurance. Thanks a lot for sponsoring everything we're doing. We've got 9 or 10 people from the Edge Media Group here today just to cover the graduation the best we can.
Well, of course, Stephen Choate, he's got a senior that's in this parade.
So
and she's very talented. Of course, she's going to be playing softball, right?
That's right. Well, and don't want to thank the sponsors just for this, but these sponsors are on just about everything we do. They help support about everything the community does. So I really appreciate Farmers Bank, First Southern Bank, Stevens Choate Plumbing, and Goodwin Insurance for being there to help everybody.
Well, and throughout the years especially, and even this year, this is a list of sponsors that's on the majority of your softball and baseball uniforms. When you look down the line at all the things that they sponsor throughout these seniors' lives, they've been there every step of the way, whether it's their family or not. These community members are the ones that have really supported these kids.
I think the parade's picking up a little speed on its way back.
I think it is. There goes T.J. Ray. He looks like he's in a hurry for something, and I bet he's wanting to go get that diploma. Of course, we don't want to forget that after they actually make their parade all the way out to the school and they pick up their certificate, of course, later on, we're going to have the full video that nobody wants to miss for graduation. Oh, that's right, and then we're going to have video out there because John Miller is out there right now, and he's stationed out there so that he can get all the details, and you don't have to miss any of it.
Well, I did say we had just about the entire crew on this. So.
Yes, you did. I don't think we're missing hardly anybody, really and truly. Maybe Cindy Lax is about the only person I think. There he goes. Wyatt Dyer, we have loved that kid. He has come in and time again. Of course, he won some accolades last night at the band awards. Always outspoken, he really is. Of course, again, we want to thank our sponsors, and this is a big reason why. You know, when you talk about, I think one of my favorites over when during basketball was the bank shot. Of course, that was even sponsored.
Well, again, just looking down the road, you can see cars parked off to the side, waiting for the parade and all the seniors to come by. And again, it's
so.
You know, with the coronavirus thing, you know, we hated that the seniors didn't get to finish the school year at school. They didn't get to have a lot of things that a lot of the senior classes did. But when you look at something like this, you know, 50 years from now, these kids are all going to have this memory of the entire town coming out and supporting them and having this big parade just for them.
Well, and when they talk about this being a historic graduation, it really is. The whole part from the start to finish, I told the principal, Miss Christie, the other day, I said, you know, the only problem with this is some of this stuff is so neat. The years after this are going to say, well, wait a minute.
Right.
Why don't we get that? Why don't we get to do that? And I think that's a testament to how hard the high school and the folks there have worked this year to try and give these kids some semblance of normalcy.
Well, and that was something I heard after they lit the fields for the ball teams, baseball and softball, track and tennis, had the big senior celebration. The first thing I heard after that was, we should do this every year. And I'm like, yes, it's great. We should try to do something like that all the time.
Well, they work so hard and they put so much into it. And the thing I loved seeing is that so many of these kids, even though they're athletes, I'd love to know the percentage of this particular class that is athletes as well, but they keep those grades up. They keep their books open. It's not just about sports for them. It's about the whole experience.
Well, and whatever you do, whether you're playing sports or you're in the band, those things have become just about full-time, you know, occupations anymore. It's not just you show up for a game or you show up for band.
Right.
It's all the time. So to be able to do that and maintain the grades and, you know,
absolutely
find a nice school to go to, make plans for after high school, it can be a really time constraint for those kids.
Well, and then, you know, the coaches, they're really supportive of that too. We've got a great group of coaches that really, I've noticed some that are actually helping on the, you know, before the game starts with some of the homework and in those the field house, you know, where the coach will help. And I think that's, again, I think all of them in one way or another support and do that with the kids. And of course, the NTI work, you know, you go even farther with the NTI work, that had to be so upside down for them. Not only did they have all this work to finish and graduate, but now, you know, you have the struggle of it not being traditional. So that had to be even more difficult.
Hopefully we can get everything squared away, and maybe this August or September, the school work will get back to more of a normal sense for everybody.
I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what I want to do. I do want to run over the sponsors again. There goes our limo, Todd. Maybe they'll come back and pick us up. Farmers Bank, First Southern Bank, Stephen Choate Plumbing, and Goodwin Insurance. Of course, Goodwin Insurance just got through having a big giveaway themselves, and of course, that's another one that's always on the back of a kid's jersey or on some kind of a ballpark function of some kind. So let's just kind of run over the list of seniors. I know we did call out some of their names when they went by, but of course some of them had signs and some of them didn't, and at over 130 we might have missed some. So I'm just going to start off and go through a few of these at a time, and we'll kind of switch off a little bit. But we do want to say, from all of us at WPKY, and I think we're all out tonight in one way or the other at different locations, we are so proud of them, Todd, and congratulate each and every one of the seniors.
Absolutely, and again, what a memory for these kids to have. Everything didn't go the way everybody wanted it to all the way through the school year or anything,
right.
But this is going to be great.
I think this is so much fun. I think this is such a fun way to send off these kids to college. And, of course, Monty Kane, Reagan McAllister, of course, we just had her on the air this morning. She's one of the valedictorians for us. Jude East, of course, he was just on the air with us because of that as well. Luke Nelson as well. Sophie Littlefield we had just talked to because of her being a valedictorian. Olivia Martin is a valedictorian. Tony Lee, Jalen Mullen, Noah Helfenstein, and Belle Engelbright.
Picking up the list there, Ben Holt, Bella McConnell, Carly Renison, Joshua Hagan, we saw him drive by, Lillian Rust, Ashlyn Deering, Audrey Goodman, Kira Deering, Addie Perkins, Maddie Schote, Kate Manley, Asia Boyd, TJ Ray, Cole Smiley, Jamiliana White, and Shelby Smith.
Of course, there's so many names that we've heard so many times. Dylan Murphy, there's Wyatt Dyer on the list. Mason Baker, Aubrey Hall, Lucy Goffinette, Kylie Hodge, Madison Terrell Travis, Alyssa Ivy, Gina Hardrick, Elena Grissom, Mandy Wallace, Audrey Wynn, and Luke Stallings.
Laura King on the list, Clay Tosh, Callie Merrick, Karen Luke, Aaron Cotton, we remember seeing him drive by, Brian Gill, Nick White, Jacob Hunt, Caden Fralix, Maddie Morgan, Chloe Campbell, Zoe East, Tristan Tinsley, Elizabeth Karst, Glenn Thomason, Beth Coleman, Tori Ramey, Hannah Cooper, and Sid Nichols.
All right, and then we have Justin Bell, Hunter Albritton.
Yeah,
I knew
there you go.
I can get through that in a minute. Jessica Jones, Amy Farmer, Leo Cruz, Max Ashley, Terrace Long, Dakota Rogers, Logan Teague, Adarius Riley, Demarion Bush, Grace Littlepage, Sierra Knight, Jacob Chambliss, and Becca Seibert.
And picking up the list, Justin Knight, Ethan Ricker, Selena Gutierrez, Jamarius Blaine. We talked about him during the parade.
I'm telling you, best hair right there.
Sean Nichols, Dearius Riley, Cody Travis, Emma Fagan, Onaya Wharton, Maggie Ginn, Ian Wall, Emily Barrett, De'Eric Hollowell, Starshay Hollowell, Samaj Kimbrough, and Seth Davis.
And then we're going to finish up this page anyway with Braxton Poole and Darcy Craner, Dalton McAllister, Devin Kilgore, Tucker Harmon, Ariana Fox, Zane Milstead, Eli Hunt, Aaron Ziabro, Jana Boyd, Nate Palm, and Clayton Palm.
Candy Belt, Olivia Fish, Jacob Lady, Emma Watson, Trace Lacey. I think that was Trace with the limo.
It was.
Yeah. Laura Wallace, Savannah Dunning, Alyssa Ryan, Harrison Kazee, and Aaliyah Leitner.
Isaiah Treadwell, Trevelyan Six, Kaylee Davis, Darian Francis, J.T. Bannister, Gracie Ray Beckner, Cassidy Jackson, Chloe Pollard, Kirsten Lamb, and Bailey Peak.
And we'll finish the list with Tamia Wilson, Kaylin Grimes, Chancey Markham, Ryan Owen, Matt Dennison, Victoria Smith, Shelton Kanzler, Danielle Courier, and Cody Holub.
And I do want to say another congratulations, of course, and thank you to these kids who come in and was part of our senior spotlight. We made them get up early, Todd, when they didn't have to go to school, and they graciously did that. Of course, our listed valedictorians is Jude East and Reagan McAllister, Sophia Littlefield, Lucas Nelson, Tony Lee, and Olivia Martin.
And want to mention once again the four kids that, passed away, didn't make it to the class of 2020, but certainly everybody remembers them. Amani Kane, Jacob Clark, De'Aaron Hamilton, and Avery Warfield. And also I'd like to throw a shout-out to my youngest niece, Emily Griffin, who will be graduating from Franklin Simpson this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, and that does bring up another great point, because we've got so many that are graduating from college this year that we would love to see. And, of course, you've got 8th grade graduation and kindergarten graduation. So many important moments of these kids' lives. And we've just saw a group that are now alumni.
And we're just about back to the end of the parade, so we've seen it twice now.
I think it's exciting when you watch a whole class of kids that do, they go from being seniors to alumni, and that's a pretty important thing. We always say once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
Impressive parade, though.
Yes.
From just lining it up to getting everybody there to getting everybody in line, going through town, everybody coming out to participate, and then now the biggie, they get to go out to the high school and get their diploma.
Well, and we didn't mention a while ago, I was trying to keep up with all the cars that were going by, and of course the playlist is one of the things that the seniors got to pick. So whatever they were listening to, that playlist they were listening to during the parade, they got to choose that, and that's such a special thing. And of course I do want to mention our sponsors again as well.
The sponsors, once again, Farmers Bank, First Southern Bank, Stephen Choate Plumbing, and Goodwin Insurance, and thanks to those people for everything they do in the community.
And thanks to everybody that come out and helped us today. Of course, behind the scenes here at this location, of course, we're right in front of WPKY, but we have Miss Beth Mann herself that's actually running the camera over there. And then we have Tom Rogers as well, and we appreciate them coming in. And I'll tell you, we've got everybody here, and we appreciate them.
Absolutely.
Of course, now we're going to go to the high school, and we've got John Miller over there, and they're going to make sure that we don't miss a piece or a moment of the festivities there as well. And then don't forget, we've got our video that we're going to have complete coverage of in its entirety directly after that. So stick with it.